we're reading How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Look at that Grinch. What's a Grinch? It's Grinch by Dr Seuss. He's a mean old goo-goos. He's mean and he's not very nice. But we're gonna read it because it's a funny story. Oh yeah, we're gonna read the funny story. So, every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. Oh, I love Christmas too. Christmas is so amazing. It's amazing and fun. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. Grinch hated Christmas. The whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed just right. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Whos, looking at them down below, enjoying themselves in Whoville. He was staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the light, warm windows below in their town, for he knew every Who in the Whoville beneath was busy now hanging mistletoe and stockings, and tomorrow's Christmas, and they're gonna be all happy and smiling. They'll say Merry Christmas, and opening presents and playing with toys, and all the Who girls and boys would wake up bright and early. They'd rush for the toys, and then the noise, bang, bang, clang, clang. Then the Who's young and olds would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd eat, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd eat, and they would feast on Who's pudding and rare Who's roast beef, which was something the Grinch didn't like. And then they do something he liked least of. Look at that. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together. With the Christmas bells ringing, they'd stand hand in hand, and the Whos would start singing. They'd sing, and 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 then sing, and then sing, and then sing, and sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who's Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I put up with it now, I must stop it. Hey, I've got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed at it and cleared his throat. He made a quick Santa Claus hat and coat. I do look good if I say. What a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat, I look just like St. Nick. I'm a handsome little devil. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce and there was none to be found, that didn't stop the good old Grinch. If I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dogs Max. Max, come here, and made him his reindeer. Then he loaded up some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sled, and he hitched up old Max. Then Grinch said, Giddy up, Max, and the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lazies were. Oh, come on, Max, down to Whoville. All the windows were dark. Quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house in the square, this is stop number 1. Woohoo! The Grinch went down into the house. It was a merry little Christmas house. He slid through the chimney in rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, then so could Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he wiggled and wiggled, and woohoo! Where's the little Who's stockings all hung in a row? And he grabbed all the presents and took every single thing from under the tree. He slithered and he slunk with a smile and most unpleasant. He took all their bicycles, roller skates, drums, and toys and stuffed in the bags. And the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags on by one and went up the chimney. He's taking all the toys from the house. Oh, and he's going in the refrigerator and eating the chicken, too. He's taking all their food. Oh, he took the Who pudding. He took the roast beef. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. Oh, no, and the tree is so skimpy and empty. He stepped all the way up the chimney with a glee. And now Grinch grinned. I'll even take the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree. As he started to shove it up the chimney, he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. Coo, 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 hoo. Little Cindy Lou Who. Oh, there she is. Who was not more than 2, the Grinch had been caught with his tiny Who daughter, who got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why? Why? Oh, but you know that old Grinch was smart and so slick. He thought up a lie and he thought about it quick. Why, my dear, sweet little tot, the fakey Santa Claus lied. There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side, so I'm going to take it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there. I'll bring it back here. And his fib fooled the child. Then he patted her little head, pat, 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 pat. And he got her a drink and sent her to bed. Now get to bed, little one. Get in bed. And then the last thing he took was the log of the fire. And he went up the chimney, the old liar. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was too small for a mouse. Hey, this is too small. That's not enough for me. My stomach is grumbling. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. This crumb is too small. I'm hungry. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Oh my gosh, look at the sled. It's filled with toys and trees. It's much too heavy now for the dog reindeer. It's 1/4 dawn. All the Who's still in bed. All the Who's still a snooze. And the sled was packed up and he went up the hill, 3,000 feet up on the side of Mount Crumpet. He rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Poo-poo to the Who's. He was Grinchly. Grinchly is humming. Now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. They're gonna wake up and find there's no toys. What? That's a noise, grinned the Grinch. That I simply must hear. So he paused and the Grinch put a hand to his ears. What? I hear some noise. And he did hear a sound. What's that? But the sound wasn't sad. What? They're not sad. Why, the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be, but it was very merry indeed. Merry! He started down the Who'sville. The Grinch popped his eyes, then he shook. What he saw was shockingly surprising. What? How can these Who's be so happy? Oh, they're singing and holding hands, the tall and the small. Every Who down in Who'sville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't changed Christmas at all from coming. It came. Somehow or other, Christmas came. What? And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet, ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons, packages, boxes, or bags, and without tags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he had before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas perhaps comes from the heart. And what happened then? Well, the Who's will say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 times that day. He whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And can you believe it? He had a change of heart and brought